it. We struggled, so you shouldn't. Hi all. So today we'll be continuing the Nmap THM series. So we'll go for the Nmap Basic Lab THM. So I'll try to finish it today. So let's start the lab. So Nmap the Basics. In our previous classes, I think two videos I have already posted regarding the Nmap. So all these basic things I have already explained in that one, like IP range mentioning how we will use the nmap command, and we need to use it in the sudo mod, so to avoid limitations to basic scans like that. So whenever you use the nmap, use it with the sudo privilege or root privilege. Okay. So other than that, so all these are basics already explained in those videos. So today, I think earlier I have stopped in the lab work like tasks and all. So this today I'll be covering that one. So nmap -sn is the normal scan, like basic scanning. Okay, just to check whether the hosts are up or not. Okay, if you read this one, you will understand how they capture the Wireshark traffic and how it's working and all. So in case if you needed these explanations, you could have tried my previous two videos on the same series regarding Nmap. Now let's start the lab machine. Here it's like starting the lab machine or attack box also there. Hope you know these things, like by now we have already explained these things. Attack box is like we can use THM lab automatically. They are providing a free like free machine, so we can use it from there. If not, you can start your own machine, like virtual box. You can see I will start my virtual box, and I'm starting my Kali virtual machine. So with the virtual machine from my host PC, in the virtual machine, I can run the OVPN, OpenVPN, so that I can directly interact with the THM. Okay, THM stands for TRYHACK. So meanwhile it starts, let me just walk you through a little bit of theories we have completed previously. So what is last IP that will be scanned when your scan target is this one? So 192.168.0.1 subnet /27. Okay. So you can check it by -SL just to figure out, or you can go to IP like IP subnet finder or any online subnet finders. So if you provide this IP, they will give the entire list. So in that you can find the last IP which is being scanned. Okay. So in this case, I can just say like 24 means like it will end up in 255 addresses. Since this is 27, well, let me think, like 128, 192, 224, 225, 224, and 256 minus 224, around 32 addresses going to be there. 55 minus 224. So altogether around 32 IP. In the sense, it will give you like 31 192.16. Let me just try. This is I'm just calculating in my mind. 0 dot 30, 30. Let me provide 30 or 31. Let's see. It's 31, which means like it's a 32 IP subnet. Okay, so the 32 is the next network address. So the last address 31 is the broadcast IP. So which is what they are accepting. Okay, which is what going to be scanned at last. These things because I'm a networker, so I just calculate it by my mind. So you don't need to worry about this. You can just use the -sl command. So from there, it will automatically show you. See, it's mentioned. So list the scan option -sl. So it will do nothing. Just it will show you what are the IPs you are going to scan if you provide this IP range. So in that list, you can figure out which is the last one and you can provide it. Let's try it when we launch our VirtualBox. We can try it. Let me check Kali machine. So password also that enter it and I think I made a mistake here. If I'm planning to use the TRYHACKME lab and my interacting with my Kali virtual machine, I need to run the THM from my VM itself. Okay, so this is something else. Port figure one, we'll cover it later. Which is what I'm working on these days, like web security. So okay, let me copy it and let me run this THM in my, and this is because it's not working because of the certificates, like because I have been inserted a proxy because for web scannings I needed a proxy setup to capture the traffic, and just forget about it. It's not relevant for you for now. Just let me use for now proxy for now. Okay. In case if later on our burp suit videos, I may be explaining you all why I'm selecting a manual proxy configuration. Okay. For now, I change it. Let me reload. Let's see whether it works, or we may need to restart it. Seems it's working. Okay. I need it in English. Excuse. So I'm logged in, and let me close host machine one since I don't need it at all now. This is another Nmap video. Let's see. So host discovery, who is online, just checking in your network or the nearby subnets, what are the devices available, active devices. For that, you're finding these commands. You can read this and it's pretty simple. Okay. All these are self-explanatory, so no need to worry about. So -sn is like whether it scans and says whether the host is up or not. Okay. So you can find this host is up, 5 hosts are up on this particular time. Its scan is done. And Wireshark they are scanning, and yeah, SL command I just demonstrated in case if you wanted to figure out. Okay, sorry about, I forgot we need to set up our Kali OVPN. Sudo open VPN Okay. So this is OpenVPN. So I'm trying to run this command. After running this, there is a script actually. You can see acon to mr robert, which I named my OVPN file. The OVPN is downloaded from the TryHackMe site. You can check in their website, the networking page. There is some explanations on that, or you can simply go through their network, and here if you search, there should be on networks, something like that. Let me check the options or connectivity. No machine is currently deployed. Yeah, but you can refer our previous video. Already I have been explaining those things like OVPN connection. So it should be here somewhere, or network. It's like there's a particular lab for that as well. Earlier, I used to have a downloadable file for the OVPN, which will come nearby this area, I think. This guy, virtual machine. If you are not using VPN, you can use these lab machines. But I would suggest you to use the VPN because it's easier. I mean, like you can once you can download the script. After that, you just need to run the command. So in our previous first or second videos, you can refer in the same playlist. There I have been demonstrated the VPN. Since it was happened like I configured it long time before, so I'm not sure where the VPN file uh, was available in the THM site. Okay, I think in the URL you need to type /network or something. It will sometimes show you. Let me try that as well. If not, you can go to this lab OVPN. Maybe connecting with Linux, Windows. Yeah, they are saying. See, it's the lab. Oh, they have downloaded. So download OVPN GUI application. Let me check. So I started with one lab and then moving on for another one. I'm just demonstrating, guys. OVPN 3 Linux client. Okay, you can download it here. Okay, installation guide also available. So once it's downloaded, see, Linux client, sudo OVPN and the file. That's all. That's so simple. This is something like OVPN 3.4 something. So once I refer these things, let me explain. For now, just leave it. Actually, you just need only a simple file from THM site. We can download it and just run the command. That's all. No need to complicate so much of things. Okay, just a downloadable one. Let me check one last moment. So this is my issue. Like if I get stuck somewhere, I will try different options and without focusing only on one thing. Now I just wanted to show you all how to download this one. That's the reason. Sorry about it. Okay, it's not here. Not room, I think. Mhm. Okay, let me got it. I think in the account manage accounts. Okay, I went for the manage accounts, and here I'm seeing VM and VPN settings. Okay, Asia Pacific virtual machine region, and you're running machines. Currently, I have no machines. So VPN configuration is there. When you scroll down, attack box, Tracker VPN, Open VPN advanced. Okay, so here's where you need to download. Set Open VPN. Okay, so this file containing Open VPN details. TRYHACKME network. Download config file only. Okay, or use TCP other than UDP. If I download, install OpenVPN client, download, follow instruction below. OpenVPN, connect to Open, connect, install Open OVPN client, download personal.ovpn config file. Yep, they are explaining the setup guide. Okay, so Windows. All this I have already done, man. No need to worry about it. And this is Linux, right? I'm going to use for Kali VM. Sudo OpenVPN and the file name. Okay, the full path just need to provide where you downloaded the machine. Okay, that's all. So I'll leave it for you all. If you just read it, you can figure it out, VM and VPN settings, or else I will make a separate video for this one, since we don't need to like distract from what we started. So in my Kali VM, actually in my downloads folder, I have this file, OVPN file, in my home directory. So sudo openvpn is the command, and run this one. Okay, and provide the password since I am using sudo. Okay, so that it's asking me to go for the downloads folder. I think the file is in the downloads folder. Okay, so in that particular directory, I need to run this command. If not, I need to provide the full path, like /home /downloads / the file name. Okay, so here you can see if the connection with the THM is initiated, it will show like initialization sequence completed. So at this moment, I'll go to sessions and new tab. So here I'm just trying to check my IP, if config, and this tunnel 0 is going to be my IP for the THM. So THM sees me with this IP. Okay, so if I ping THM machine's IP, let me start our machine. Yeah, if there's a machine, let me start it. Since they didn't give any, I think here there's a machine for THM. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's start this lab machine. Okay, click it. Starting your machine, please wait. That's what they are saying. Which means, just understand one thing: THM is having a simulation, machine simulation there. So consider it as a PC from like in a remote network. With that machine, in order to connect with that machine, you use the OpenVPN. Okay, so we ran the OVPN command and we found it, sudo OpenVPN space the VPN file name. Then connection established. Now I started a new session by session, new tab, and config command and the inet IP, which means the TUN0 is the tunnel 0. Via a tunnel, the THM machine is communicated, interacted. Okay, just imagine like that. So this inet IP is the IP for my Kali VM according to THM. Okay. According to my Ethernet 0, I have my own IP. You can see 10023 is my original IP for my Ethernet connection. Okay. But for the THM, I have this IP. Hope you are clear with this. So let's see once we start the machine, the connection method. Okay, here they are providing the IP 10.49.138.195. Okay, so let's ping. It's pinging, which means I can communicate with the THM. Okay, so that's all for this, and let's move on for the lab. Otherwise, we'll be like too much of um, out topics. Okay. So port scanning, who is listening? We already done this part. Let's see. Already, okay. SN command and ST is TCP three-way handshake and SS is stealth mode. I believe I explained these things already. Okay. By now you should be having an idea on this. So here ST command is for TCP. So if you run with sudo privilege, okay, sudo nmap -st, the IP is 10.49.138.195. So let's scan it. See, it's showing the results TCP and status open. The services running on those open. SSH is open, HTTP is open. Okay. So when you run this ST, it's being clearly explained. The three-way handshake of TCP is made, which means like initially you can see this Wireshark, the first portion. Okay. So this IP, source IP is your IP, is communicating with the remote target and asking like, let's say like saying a hello. Okay. And then the destination, the remote PC is saying again like, okay, we can communicate. And after that, the third one is again you are accepting, okay, let's communicate. So all these three things, this is what called TCP handshake. So initially, to just imagine like you are talking to someone. Just initially, before starting the conversation, you are initiating the conversation. Are we okay to communicate? So finally, after the communication built, there is no point in talking. This is just scanning only, right? So once the communication is done from the other end, you know, okay, remote PC is active. So after finally, or after all three packets, I'm just sending the reset and acknowledge, which means like terminating the connection. So this is what happens with -st. If you are using -su UDP or -ss, which is like you don't need the three initial packets, just saying hi only. So from then, if you know that the other opponent is active, then you are just resetting. That is what mentioned in the second portion. Okay, like you don't need to communicate and start the connection, like building the connection. Just initially you check by sending a packet whether the opposite end is active or not. After that, you terminate the connection. Okay, so this way, excuse. So this way, the IDS or firewalls will not detect your, because initially in TCP connection there is a high chance that the firewall or IDS could easily detect who communicated. Okay, but in -ss mode, it's like stealth mode. So the detection level is low, like because the three-way handshake is not built. It's just stopped initially after the first step. The three-way handshake is stopped. Okay, that is what explained in the sync scan or steal scan hyphen ss. Okay, UDP port hyphen su. So all this you can just simply read it. I think I already explained those things in the previous video. You can go through those videos. Okay. So TCP, let's just look at the summary only. Okay. So complete three-way handshake or TCP connect scan is done by hyphen ST. Hyphen SS is like TCP sync only. So initial part of the three-way handshake, like first step only. And SU is for UDP scan, and hyphen F is like the fast mode. Basically, Nmap scans like around 1000 ports by default. If you want it like just to scan only the well-known ports, like regularly like scanning ones, well-known ports we call it. So these ones like 100 most common ports. Okay, so this one is done by hyphen capital F, and hyphen P is like specifying a particular port range or all the ports by hyphen P hyphen. So let's see how many TCP ports are open on the target system at this. Okay. Already I think I have answered. I think last class we stopped there. Yeah, TCP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse. And find listening web server on this particular target, which is this IP given, and access it with your browser. What is the flag that appears on its main page? Okay, so this is nice. So web server one. So you know web server protocol is HTTP or HTTPS. So you can see the port number they change. By default, HTTP uses the port 80. Okay, and HTTPS uses port 443. But now HTTP they change the port to 8008. Okay, so they are asking us to reach it via the browser, right? So let me copy the IP. I select it. Yep, it's not copying. It's fine. Okay, type. Yeah, yes, I can copy. Nice, nice. Now copy the IP. Since the protocol is HTTP and colon slash slash the IP control shift V and pasting. Sorry about that. Mhm. Seems the IP is not copied. So 10.49.138.195. 10.49.138.195. In case if the port is required 8008. I think that's the port number. So HTTP colon slash slash the IP again colon and the port. Let's see. Yeah. So it's providing this. They're asking for the flag. We can copy it and we can provide it here. Okay. Mhm. I just wanted to know whether without the port whether it's working or not. Let me. Already we found the answer. It's fine. Sorted. I just give this one. Okay. See, if I didn't specify the port number, it shows unable to connect. Okay. So you need to specify the port number after the call. Well, okay. Since this. default it has changed to HTTP. Okay, so we have found its answers and let's move on for the next one. So let me make this one a little bit quicker because already I have made two videos on this and enough of that goal in essence, right? If I repeat it again and again the same topic, no point. So hyphen O you can see Nmap hyphen SS is for still scan, like 50%, like not fully open, it's half open. Only the TCP connection initial stage is done, not fully established connection. Okay, and hyphen O is for detecting the OS. Okay, so the OS you can use this hyphen O, but don't trust fully. It won't give you the exact version of the OS. See, it's just pretty guess kind of thing, like according to the versions. Linux 4.15 to 5.8. Okay, so the actual version could be anything in between this range. It doesn't give you the exact answer. Okay, but anyways, it's useful for us. And hyphen SV is for the verbose scan, which means like you can get, sorry, not verbose, version scan. You can get an idea on this. After the scan results, you will find this version and this particular portion, OpenSSH and this, will be useful when you found this. After that, you can go to another site called exploit.db or something. There you can figure out like what are the known vulnerabilities in this particular version. So you can get the script and execute it later. Okay. This is only for the educational purposes, I'm saying. And this version and OS, everything together comes under hyphen A, capital A. Okay. So don't confuse this with the last portion. There is like output saving method. There we will be using hyphen simple O, capital A. Okay. So that is different one. Let me write it. One moment. That's it. For this one summary. So hyphen O for OS detection, hyphen SV for service and version, hyphen capital A together with this like OS version, trace route, something like that. Okay, all these are there. So hyphen PN is like port based. Let's say the SN command hyphen simple SN that is used to figure out whether the hosts are active or not. Okay, but if your firewall is blocking ICMP traffic or something, in that case, the ICMP reply when your Kali machine sends or Nmap sends the scan packet, it won't get reply from the like targets. Okay, so in that case, Nmap will feel like that particular target is not active or is not responding, so it's inactive. But to avoid this, you need to consider hyphen capital PN. So which means like it will this particular mod will like this switch will enable Nmap to think like all the uh, targets are active, even though whether they reply to your ICMP packet or not, still everyone is active, and you are going to do the port based scanning further. What is the services running on those ports? Okay, that is what's done by hyphen pn. So what is the name and detected version of the web server running on this particular one? Let me check my PC is working or not. Just a moment. And recording is yeah, it's working. Excuse. So the question is, what is the name and detected version of web server running? and version of web server. Okay, let's scan this one again and change the -sv to direct the version. Okay. Let me cut this one. Let me adjust the speed of the scan capital P4. Okay. ST TCP scan or SS for steal scan, like hiding, and SV for the version, and P4 for the speed. It's taking a bit long. 10.49.138.195. Yes, and expires in 1 hour 42. So if it is close by to expire, I need to add hours. If not, it will be terminated and you need to restart. And the IP won't be the same after the restart. I'm wondering why it's taking too long. I'll try something else. Eight 195. Okay. You can, and if not, let's try hyphen relay. Yeah, P4. Oh, seems it's taking a bit longer than expected. Mhm. You can see, and let me try hyphen ST. Mhm. Okay, in the previous one, the scan has completed. So let me see that one. But it took a little bit long. I hope you know that one, right? See, it's taking 162 seconds in the sense, like around 180 means 3 minutes it's taking. So let's go for this one. And you can see the services and the version also explained. So SSH, OpenSSH 9.6 PL version is done, and HTTP is like light TPD. Okay, so all these things you can copy this after this, like in actual environment. When you found this SSH version, you can copy this one and search in GTF. Exploit DB. So then service detection perform. Please report any incorrect results. Blah blah. It's fine. OS is Linux. They are mentioning CP is yeah. So let's see what is the OS version of Linux. It's saying service unrecognized, returning data. Uh-huh. Okay.